Welcome to Scottish Castle Ghost Stories, brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host Derek McDonald, and tonight we're venturing into the haunted, windswept lands of Caithness, where the walls of ancient castles hide more than just history. Here, in the desolate corners of the north, the line between the past and present blurs, and the dead still walk among the living. From tragic love to violent betrayal, the spirits that haunt these castles are more than just fleeting shadows. Join me as we uncover the stories of 5 castles where restless souls still search for peace, or perhaps revenge. 1. The Beauty of Braemore. Ackergill Tower. Our first stop is Ackergill Tower, standing tall against the turbulent waves of Sinclair's Bay. The salt-laden wind howls through the cracks in its ancient stone walls, carrying with it the faint echoes of sorrow. It is here that the tragic figure of Helen Gunn, the beauty of Braemore, met her untimely end. Helen was to be wed to the man she loved, but Dugald Keith had other plans. He abducted her on the night before her wedding, locking her away in the highest tower of Ackergill. The stone beneath your feet seems colder in that tower, as if it remembers the anguish of those trapped within its confines. After days, maybe weeks, of imprisonment, Helen, desperate to escape Dugald's unwanted advances, leapt from the tower's height. Some say she chose to jump, but others whisper of darker deeds. Even now, the stone at the base of the tower marks where she fell, a silent witness to her despair. Visitors speak of Helen's ghost, a spectral figure seen drifting through the corridors, her long red gown swirling, as if caught in a breeze that no one else can feel. Others claim they hear her sobbing in the dead of night, carried through the cold wind like a distant melody of sorrow. Her death sparked a bloody feud between the Gunn and Keith clans, a conflict that raged for nearly a century. Yet for those brave enough to spend the night within Ackergill Tower's walls, it is not just the history that lingers. The cold air seems to hold something darker, a presence that watches, waits, and remembers. 2. The Green Lady of Castle of Mey. Next we travel further into the rugged landscapes of Caithness to the Castle of Mey. Once the cherished home of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, the castle has long been a symbol of royal connection. But beneath the veneer of nobility, darker tales persist, like the haunting of the Green Lady. The Green Lady is said to be Lady Fanny Sinclair, daughter of the 14th Earl of Caithness. Lady Fanny, in love with a stable hand, defied the social norms of her time. When her father discovered their affair, his fury knew no bounds, and he banished her lover from the estate, leaving Lady Fanny heartbroken. Desperate, Lady Fanny waited for her lover's return. As days turned into weeks, her despair deepened. One stormy night, she threw herself from her chamber window, her body broken upon the ground below. Today that window is bricked up, but many believe it still holds a dark energy. Visitors report strange occurrences near the spot. Doors slam without warning, lights flicker inexplicably, and a cold draught sweeps through the halls. Lady Fanny's ghost still lingers, a shadowy figure draped in green, forever waiting for the lover she lost to time. 3. The Phantom Hound, Roslin Castle. Our journey next brings us to Roslin Castle, far from the royal airs of Mey, and deeper into Scotland's ancient past. Here, amidst the crumbling ruins, there is a legend of a hound, a spectral guardian known as the Mouth o' Doog. In 1302, a Scottish knight killed an English soldier in battle, and with him the Englishman's loyal hound. That night, As the Scottish soldiers rested within the castle walls, the ghostly hound appeared, its howls echoing through the stone corridors. The soldiers, hardened by war, trembled as the phantom dog prowled, its eyes glowing with a pale light. One night, the knight who killed its master stood guard alone. He never spoke of what he saw, but 3 days later he was dead, his face twisted in terror. To this day, on stormy nights, the howls of the Motha Dúg can be heard around the woods of Roslin Castle, warning travellers of its ghostly presence. 4. The Green Lady of Olrig House. Now we turn to Olrig House, one of the most haunted spots in all of Caithness. Surrounded by moors and ancient trees, the house itself feels like it holds its breath, as though waiting for someone or something. It is here that another Green Lady makes her presence known. Little is known about her origins, but those who have encountered her speak of a ghostly figure wandering the halls. She drifts through the rooms as though searching for something lost long ago, leaving behind a chill that sinks deep into your bones. Olrig House is also haunted by the sound of bagpipes, heard through the mist on cold nights. Together, these spirits remind visitors that the line between the living and the dead is thin in Caithness. 5. The White Lady of Brims Castle. Our final stop brings us to the decaying ruins of Brims Castle. Once a stronghold of the Sinclair clan, it now stands as a shadow of its former self. But one spirit still lingers, the White Lady. Her story is one of betrayal. She was the daughter of James Sinclair of Utterskoy, and she fell in love with Patrick Sinclair of Brims. But when Patrick grew tired of her, he murdered her and hid her body within the castle walls. Her ghost, however, refuses to rest. On stormy nights, the White Lady can be seen wandering the halls, her pale figure flickering like candlelight in the shadows. Her mournful wails echo through the ruins as she searches for the justice denied to her in life. Though her remains were discovered and laid to rest, her spirit continues to haunt Brims Castle, a reminder of the darkness that lingers there. Conclusion. That's all for today's episode of Scottish Ghost Stories. Thank you for joining me as we ventured through the haunted castles of Caithness, where the dead walk among the living, and history lingers like a cold breath on the back of your neck. If you're brave enough, perhaps one day you'll explore these haunted halls for yourself.